Mary, it's time for you to talk to your class.
President Oley, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, proud parents and family members, and above all, graduates, welcome, and thank you for joining us here today. I am so grateful to have been chosen for this immense honor. Award-winning poet Bill Holm once remarked, "For it is life we want. We want the world, the whole beautiful world alive, and we alive in it." Today, on our graduation day, we embark on a new journey, embracing the world that has been placed before us. For the last 22 years, many of us have dreamt of this day, when we would finally be free of school and in control of our own destiny. Our families have also dreamt of this day, happy to have the expense of a private liberal arts education in the past, but more importantly, because today they can celebrate your accomplishments. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. Our lives will not change when we walk across this stage. A diploma is really an expensive piece of paper that hopefully will be helpful in finding a job and securing a fiscally sound life. However, a diploma will not change your life or the lives of those around you for the better. Minnesota Speaker of the House and current DFL candidate for governor of the state of Minnesota, Margaret Anderson Kelleher, explains the importance of our Gustavus education when she states, "The key to success in job growth in Minnesota is having a really strong foundation of education. It's been our key to success in the past, and it's the key to success in the future." Through a liberal arts education, we have not only received a top-notch academic education, but also an education in being a citizen that can positively contribute to society. Over the last 4 years, the Gustavus faculty and staff have done everything in their power to prepare us for the moment when we walked across this stage as students and graduated into the working world as educated members of society. The life lessons we've learned on the Hill have varied from department to department. But over the last 4 years, we've heard a lot about making our lives count and Gustavus's core values: excellence, community, justice, service, and faith. Our liberal arts education has provided ample opportunity to practice this way of living through service learning projects, volunteer work, and student organizations. But tomorrow, when you wake up and as an alumnus of Gustavus Adolphus College for the very first time, the structure that has allowed for this practice of these important skills will be gone. Today, a responsibility to use your education for the betterment of others has been bestowed upon you. Tomorrow, you become accountable to fulfill this responsibility. Luckily, Gustavus has helped you build a strong educational foundation. But the construction workers of the new academic building can attest that the foundation is only the beginning. Linda Hewitt, former president and CEO of Weight Watchers, explains, "You never finish in terms of your own development. No matter what you are appointed, you are still just learning. And you've got as much to learn from the people that work for you as you've got to give to them." Only through action can we continue to build upon our education. Unfortunately, as we walk this stage today, we must recognize that excellence, community, justice, service, and faith are only nouns or ideas. It is our responsibility, using our diplomas as our passports to discovery, to identify a cause or causes that we believe in, and to work tirelessly to turn the nouns that Gustavus has armed us with into verbs so that we may positively impact those around us. Grammy award-winning jazz vocalist Kurt Elling explains that in jazz, Some people bemoan the loss of the old context without acknowledging the great opportunity before us to embrace our own time and to make the most of it. We have access to great gifts from the past, and we are charged with passing them on through our own hands. As we move on to new endeavors, it may be easy to long nostalgically for our time here at Gustavus. While it is okay to think fondly of our time here, we must acknowledge that we cannot live in the past. Instead, it is paramount that we embrace the opportunities that lie ahead by acknowledging that we will always carry the foundation Gustavus has provided with us. But in acknowledging this, we are accepting a responsibility to turn the practice of the last 4 years into action. After all, there is a monumental difference between justice and acting justly, between service and serving, between being a part of a community and leading a community. You have been prepared to become leaders, to act courageously when no one else will, and to stand up for what you believe is just. We can and we must turn Gustavus's core values into verbs. Acting on your morals will not always be easy. Standing up for what is right will often leave you feeling alone. Pioneering a new cause or field of research will sometimes lead to seemingly unending circles and no solutions. Despite the hardships that we will face, we still must act fearlessly in the face of failure. Professional tennis player Eric Buderak explains, "If you live your life scared of failure, then you have failed by default. It is when we face adversity and failure through action, even failed action, that change in this world will be achieved." But you don't need to take my word for it. Instead, trust the words of Bill Holm, award-winning poet and Gustavus class of 1965, of Margaret Anderson Kelleher, Minnesota Speaker of the House, current DFL candidate for governor of the state of Minnesota, and Gustavus class of 1990, or Linda Hewitt, former president and CEO of Weight Watchers, Gustavus class of 1966, Grammy award-winning jazz vocalist Kurt Elling, Gustavus class of 1989, Eric Buderak, professional tennis player and class of 2003, and of others, such as Peter Narathan, class of 2002, who after being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, became an Ironman triathlete, or of Patsy Sherman O'Connell, co-inventor of 3M Scotchgard, Gustavus class of 1952, and of the countless other Gusties that have gone on to become leaders in their fields, paving new paths of discovery. Today, we join the ranks of these alumni that have become agents of change. We recently received the same piece of paper that they did. The question before you now is, will you do as countless other Gustavus alumni has done and use your diploma to enact meaningful change in this world? Whether you seek to change the world by inventing the next green technology, or by simply taking on the important and very difficult task of raising a family, remember that change can only happen when we choose to take action. Gustavus graduate of 1930 and former president of Gustavus Adolphus College, Edgar Carlson, maintained, "We contribute by serving, weaving the single thread of our lives into the fabric of our common good. If each of us individually accepts the challenge before us, imagine collectively what we will achieve. Incremental small steps towards a goal will result in change and the betterment of this world, so that in 50 years at the class of 2060's commencement, instead of talking about this recession, they'll instead hail what we have achieved in the face of adversity and failure." Bill Holmes' words take on new meaning for the class of 2010. Because today, it is life that we want. We want the world, the whole beautiful world alive, and we alive in it. But we cannot ignore his call to action when he continues. That is why I have written and intend to continue until someone among you takes up the happy work of keeping the chain letter of the soul moving along into whatever future will come. Today, we take the first step of our responsibility to continue the necessary work of keeping the chain letter of the soul moving forward as we become Gustavus alumni, class of 2010.